You got 2 hours. Get out, get to it. TikTok.
Welcome, the nerds of tomorrow.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
The best movie ever 20 years from now.
Sir, that's illegal.
Somebody's child is screaming bloody murder on a leash, ripping flowers out.
I didn't know I didn't know what an orgasm was until I seen a dual lightsaber. And then I was like, what's this coming out of my body? Just don't start it. Just don't start it.
Eh, 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 eh. Eh, 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 eh.
Don't be laughing at me.
From day one, watched it to like, let me see, I think I got to episode like 400. It's like in the thousands now. 400 and something. I got in the 400s and I was just like, I can't do it anymore.
Walker, Texas Ranger, and I'm like, no one beats Chuck Norris.
That's a weird question. Into different kinds of ooze. White ooze.
Somebody and they become your ex. Yes, the relationship didn't work out. Yes, Fox had Marvel characters and it didn't work out. But you can't always completely like, hey, in a relationship terms, it was all her fault.
Sour.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
because there was good times, and the MCU needs to acknowledge that Deadpool was a game changer, and I'm not going to say uh, Wolverine Origins was or the second was, but definitely Logan was a game
Oh,
changer.
yes.
And Marvel had missteps because I remember Iron Man 3. I was waiting for the Mandarin. I've read about the Mandarin, and they put Ben Stiller in it. Sorry, I said Ben Stiller, and that is not that is not his name. Yeah, Ben Stiller. You know what? That could have made a good. But anyway, the misdirections.
Would have been interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But the misdirection, how he was just an actor and stuff like that, and I was like, I kind of felt disappointed. If you're gonna change something, make it interesting. But you know, I just don't like MCU beating their chest. Like, yes, I'm glad that all the characters are together
Mm-hmm.
in one studio company because the possibilities are endless, like that. But
Yeah.
that's what I want to talk to you about first, like exes. What's something that you had like, okay, the relationship's over, but something petty you did
Oh,
to your ex?
stole its dog.
Oh my lord, not the dog.
So
Now hold on. No, I'm just kidding. Now, in retrospect, I paid for everything for this dog. All the vet bills, like anytime he had to go anywhere, like it was on my name and I was the one putting in the time.
Okay,
So I
I
feel like
give
it
you
was
that.
only fair.
I give
He
you
is
that.
now my little couch potato.
uh now
I don't think
did
I've ever done it.
y'all buy the dog together?
No, he purchased the dog.
Oh. You just knew it
But
was
I
going.
paid for everything else.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just knew it was going to a loving home with you. Um,
Yes.
any petty
He
stuff?
is an ex for a reason.
Oh yes, of course they always are. They always are. But anything petty, taking a
Okay.
dog, I wouldn't say petty.
Let
I
me
Uh,
let
don't
me tell you my petty,
I mean
cause I know what I did. I'm a big Harry
me.
Potter fan. Both me and him were Harry Potter fans,
okay.
and I don't remember what happened for us to end. But he had this particular Harry Potter cup that I knew was his favorite, and we're friends now. But to this day,
Oh.
he's like, "Dang, it's been 10 years ago, and you still got my cup that you stole from me." 10
Stop. Please tell me that you like sip it every
Yes.
time you see him or like just like you have it right in his face.
Oh,
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 that's
I do.
fabulous.
I most definitely do. He's like, wait a minute, is that my damn cup? Yes, it is.
No,
Oh
no.
yeah, that's a
Oh,
time
you
limit.
do say yes?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a statute of limitation on that. Like, nope, you should got that cup 3 hours ago.
You-
Okay,
That's
so
so funny.
being both females, how petty do you think when you if you break up? In my situation, I broke up with somebody and I cut her good bra straps.
I thought you said you like cut her. I was like,
Oh
I'm gonna
no,
have
no,
to exit stage
no, no.
left on this
Sir,
podcast,
that's
please.
So
illegal.
so
That's illegal.
violent on episode 0. Whoa, it
Can't
really
be
dark.
cutting bitches.
Yeah.
Some Vaseline and some razor blades.
Because
Yeah,
All right,
only
keep
only
going. What?
only reason why I did it is because as a man, when a woman goes bra shopping, we just sit down in a chair and just watch them, and we figure out that bra shopping women is kind
It's
of a,
hard.
yeah, it's
yeah.
hard, and she was a G,
I was
so
just about to ask how big are
so
her boobs.
yeah, she was a G, so she always it was always hard for her to find good bras. Okay,
You cut all of
Dang.
them,
no, only the good ones that she loved. Um, I love.
You said it like
so
it
she
wasn't
had
nothing.
laundry day bras left.
Yes, the ones that wasn't
Oh,
too
that's
supportive, that I knew that was gonna hurt her back and stuff like that.
my
And
Wow.
god.
but
That's petty Betty for sure.
that's petty
Well,
Betty. So
that's petty Betty.
am I being like MCU when hey, I'll MCU, they got the relation, they got the woman, like, hey, we got the woman, your ex Fox wasn't treating you right and stuff like that. MCU should be glad that Fox, because if it wasn't for Fox, especially with Blade, you know Blade
Oh god.
started Marvel's fantasy about making movies. Marvel will still just be a comic book company. Not very venturing out into the movie world because I've seen Marvel bomb at movies. And I think MCU needs to thank Sony because Spider Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider Man was like
Yeah.
Mhm.
a game changer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As a preteen boy, I couldn't wait to be Spider Man and to try to kiss a girl upside down. Even though that's kind of hard, you would think the blood rush to your head, you kind of woozy, you're not gonna get the real romantic feel from it. But I was like, oh yeah, I'm down. It opened
I'm
up a.
sure he wasn't worried about romance at that moment.
Well, she was already wet, but it was because of the rain. If I'm
You
Ooh,
thinking.
shut your mouth.
and keep on talking. Wait a minute.
See this now. If I had the soundboard, this is when I would have had hit the button on the
Ooh,
soundboard. But
ooh.
that'll be episode 1. uh,
I think that they've been just trying studios in general for a really long time have been trying to make good superhero movies that they can utilize for audience. I mean, I think superheroes have been something that people have talked about for oh god, a long time. I mean, Batman first came out in DC world live action in the 50s,
Hmm.
Adam
and
West,
then you
rest
had
in peace.
you had Wonder Woman, and then you had the Hulk, and I think that opened up a lot of ideas for people, a lot of studios, but then well, maybe because then it just kind of for a really long time.
Yeah, for like between what 90s, early, well, in between 80s and 90s is when it kind of took like a
Yeah.
little break from everything. And then the
Yeah.
early 2000s when everything started coming out, with
Yeah.
original Spider-Man, and um that's, I think, really honestly the original Spider-Man is what really set everything off with
Hmm.
Tobey Maguire. For me, that's what at least set everything off.
The X being petty and stuff like that. Because yes, MCU, we know you have done a good job. Yes, we know
Yes.
that. But I think y'all should be less boastful about getting a property and just be thankful, like, hey, we
Hmm.
got the property. Now let's not be petty. And I was thinking about that with old relationships, about being petty and this the whole brawl situation, because everybody was talking
That's
about,
so funny.
I, you're really in a bad
Her
place
poor
when,
boobs.
oh yes, no support, no support, and that's how I felt. I had no
Mm.
support, so I was like,
Oh,
"Here, welcome to my world."
Jesus.
gee.
Well, yeah, that's how I'm
That's
gonna
sad,
begin.
but
Yeah, that's how we're gonna begin episode 0. Yes. Um.
welcome, the nerds of tomorrow.
Right.
Cutting bras on bitches and everything. Titties hanging free. Free the tip is what today's episode is about.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For 166 hours a week, a nerd takes the guise of a mild mannered, upstanding citizen, suppressing all the built up feelings of the nerd culture, no matter how positive, negative, taboo, hypocritical, or matter of factly. If Hollywood was a superhero, would Greed and Reboot be a villain? Does the furry community honor the public leash laws? Do Hollywood executives commit suicide when they discover fan fiction better than their own script? Is Dwayne Johnson the Antichrist? I mean, because everybody loves him. Constantly struggling to break free of the cell that society norms imprisons him in, that when he musters up enough strength to break free for a couple of hours, this nerd wastes no time on his no holds take on all nerdism because he knows there's Angie, don't be laughing at me because
I'm not.
you didn't tell a good petty story. You adopted a dog. You're like, nope, this is my dog.
I you're right. I try not in situations like that to be petty. I
Or,
should be. I think in some
Hmm.
of the past relationships I've had, I should have woo
Yeah.
woo.
It's been,
But
ooh, it don't even got words. Ooh.
I just I knew
I
in
don't.
those moments though that like I probably like the person I am, I would have regretted it and I would have felt horrible for doing it. Like even
Yeah.
though it probably was well deserved, I just wouldn't want to do it. I don't know.
You
I
like
know.
don't
I'm
want
sad. I'm sorry. I wish I had a good story. I do.
you don't want them
I'm
extra
sure I have other
problems.
good stories.
Oh, you don't
I
want them
mean,
extra problems. But hey,
no,
I
probably
don't want to
not.
get I don't want to get us off into a negative aspect. So this is episode 0. So I'm just going to introduce the audience to us. Some bitter nerd. That's me, aka when I go to the store, I don't have to pay a dime. My weekly affirmation is to finish my community service for petty death. And
Ooh.
uh,
Okay.
yes. All right. And my co host is going to introduce herself.
Oh, I guess that'll be. Is that gonna be me or you, Angie?
Oh, you can go. Feel free. Yeah.
Okay. I am Mama Bear 205, also known as. This is gonna be accurate today. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Um.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I like that.
And my weekly affirmation today is become a better person tomorrow than I was today.
So I am just Angie.
Just
And
Angie.
Just
just Angie. I know. I'm not I don't know. I'm just Angie and I am here for all things nerd. Um I think I don't really feel like I have a weekly affirmation honestly, just to get enough sleep to not get any older.
hey, that's affirmation enough.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like that's a good
Oh, yeah.
one.
This is episode 0 titled The Nerds of Tomorrow. Today, we are the Nerds of Tomorrow. This is
Hello.
episode 0, so we just trying to get our feet wet. And this is kind of leading us to the next topic. Starting off on the right foot, the importance of starting off on the right foot. And we're all nerds. We all have our nerdisms and our fandoms of what we like. And thinking about that, uh, anime, I love the show Attack on Titan. And I was
Nice.
I always will tell everybody Attack on Titan changed my life because yes, I was watching anime before, but never have I appreciate a great written story like Attack on Titan. You had to watch the every frame that's on there. I have to watch because it means something, you know. But
Hmm.
I remember
Or does it just move too fast?
oh no that
I'm just
um
kidding.
uh,
Some of those in the tree movements. Come on
oh
now.
the tree
I had
You
to
not
slow it
oh
down.
you not wrong.
I'm like, ooh, that hurts my eyes.
So when you're watching something new, you just want that shock and awe moment. I know we talked about Goblins Goblin Slayer and
Oh
how
God.
the first 10 minutes I was like, okay, is this real? I had to make sure I was watching the right thing and didn't stumble down a bad rabbit hole. If you haven't seen Goblin Slayer, watch the first episode. No need to watch more because
No,
it
no.
came it was kind of recycled, but trust me, yeah, and I'm sorry when you do.
Yeah, for anybody. Amber, have you watched it? I know you watched anime.
I have not watched Goblin Slayer
Yeah.
at all.
Oh, I feel like maybe we should have her watch it, or
Oh
maybe
Oh,
God.
and get a live
just
reaction of
cut
her.
cut the cut the one part that we need her to watch and see how that goes.
Just
Lord
Yes,
have mercy.
everything
yes,
else just
yeah. Don't watch it until we see you watch it, so we can see your face. Yeah. Oh
Mhm.
yes, I think that would be great.
oh my goodness. Y'all gonna have me have the reaction I had when I first watched Food Wars and I didn't know what was going on.
Yes.
I was like,
So yeah,
um
I was I was very thrown off by I think I only watched the first episode of Food Wars and like some of the things that were happening, I was like, did that what
I
ma'am?
I have not seen Food Wars, but now I'm intrigued by it. I am
yes.
going
Yeah.
right after this pod. I'm going to watch it and edit and just see. That way I can be like next week, oh, whoa, yes, yeah, I was right.
I bet I got Goblin Slayer, you got Food Wars, first episode.
Oh man.
What other
Yes.
content did you watch or that's raised that you seen and that it just threw you off guard?
uh
That's tough.
And
Like abandon like
and it really it can be a
abandonment issues.
abandonment issues.
Yeah, that's I feel like a really good way to like what to call them is
yeah.
abandonment
I
issues.
feel that. I feel let
I don't
me
abandon anime very much. Like that's pretty much all I watch.
Mhm.
Um and Goblin Slayer was probably one of the ones that was just yeah, after the first episode it was like, okay, that was enough and I have learned my lesson and this has yep, created my what I call like I said abandonment issues.
So
Mhm.
Hollywood importance of getting a show on air is to make a good pilot. But I always wonder, like, I hate when shows start out with a good momentum and kind of fizzle out at the end. We've always around when Lost first came out. You remember the show
Oh
Lost?
mm-hmm.
yeah.
I remember watching the first season and I was like, the possibilities,
Mhm.
and then it started to drag, and then I just stopped watching it. And I'm one that keep my attention going. And I kind of fell in that same route with Walking Dead. Anybody watch Walking Dead?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
got sucked into that
What
like nobody's
season did you fall
business.
off? And you see, I'm already assuming that you fell off because I did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Probably I remember honestly remember the last episode I think I watched was when um Carl's
Okay,
mom
so
was eaten.
that'll be
I think
around
that's the
season
last episode I
4,
watched.
5. Yeah, yeah.
Like 3? Oh, 4? Okay.
Yeah. See, I never watched that much of it.
Oh,
I
so
fell off
you
early.
you
So
have a bias against zombies.
I
Okay,
wasn't
all right, keep going.
Oh.
depending. Like, okay. I guess I am more so I like survival stuff. Like I watched the 100. I
I
Oh.
love the
do too.
100. But see, okay, I love it. It was slow at the start because I didn't know what was going on, and that's how um I know this is off, but the game I'm playing, Outriders, it reminds me of the 100.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me just of it because the 100, they basically are just thrown into an island or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
just like go survive, go survive. We ain't gonna give you nothing. You just do what you want. I'm just like, okay,
That's tough.
and that's basically how Outriders is too, but like with a twist. So I like that. I think that's the reason why I like the game
I
so much because it
I
reminds me
didn't
of
know
the
there's a
100.
book on the 100, but Netflix is what got me to it. But I really liked the first season, and then the second season when they was adding the lore, and you got to see the background history. Season 2 and 3 and 4, I I
Yeah.
I thought I really was surprised about that because I was going in expecting this kind of a teenage social experiment kind of TV show, kind of like The Lord of the Flies, and it
Yeah.
was so much more stuff
Mm-hmm.
put in there. Like I was really impressed by the 100, but I will admit I have not seen the new season of it.
And
I think
Ooh,
I only saw like the first couple episodes.
yeah, it's really
But now that you
interesting.
say it's still good, I want to watch it again
Angie,
because
I
I did like
will
it.
say yeah, stay with it because it's a lot of stuff. They you can tell. I can
Put that on my
always
watch
tell when
list.
somebody nerdy does a project piece, or somebody like we was talking about James Gunn last week. He is a comic book reader. You can tell he does his homework, and I always respect studios or production companies who put nerds in to handle projects like that. I always think Christopher Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
He other than his sound and cinematography, he's gonna want to put the best production content out there, but he knows his lore in either a comic book or a book and stuff like that. Inception, I love. Have y'all seen Tenet?
Oh yeah.
Tenet.
Uh-uh.
Mm-mm.
Here's what I'm gonna say about Tenet. Tenet is the best movie ever 20 years from now because it's so confusing, but it's
Huh.
so far out there. And you
Mm-hmm.
I watched it 5 times. Well, I rented it and I watched it 5 times just to try to make sure, because sometimes Christopher Nolan will explain his movie, especially in Inception. He was like, "Up, this dream is this dream is slows down this," and Tenet, he's like, "This is what happened," and they explain it and they just showed it, and so you as a somebody watching it has to fill it in for yourself, and I appreciate that.
Is it like
Suspenseful.
scary or is it just like suspenseful?
So yeah, check it out.
Mm.
I will not do it justice. I am not going to do it justice. Okay. Any other stories that you've watched that you like? Okay, this gets me. It gets you right at the beginning, but then it kind of tails off.
Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and be. I'm gonna be that person. I'm gonna go ahead in One Piece. I'm sorry.
Man.
I'm sorry.
No, no, you're right.
Man,
You are
when I tell you
correct.
I faithfully from day one watched it to like, let me see, I think I got to episode like 400. It's like in the thousands now, 400
Hmm.
and something. I got in the 400s and I was just like,
Why did you want to do
I can't
that to
do it
your life?
anymore.
Huh?
Hmm.
Why?
See, because I thought it was coming to an end eventually.
Oh,
I actually
yeah.
thought it
Now
was
they're.
going to be a thing, and
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I was, I was bamboozled.
I feel like the one of the weird things about One Piece too is when I watched it as well, like you could watch one episode, you could start anywhere kind of and almost know exactly what just happened in the last 5 episodes because of the first 30 minutes of that episode is a recap
Yeah,
My
of
problem
all
with
of the
Dragon Ball
episodes
Z. Yep.
before. And it's like,
literally.
I don't
That's my
know what's
problem with
going
Dragon Ball Z. As
See,
teenager, everybody was saying, "Oh, you need to watch it.
on.
You need to watch it." And so I remember it was Monday watching it, and the fight didn't happen till Friday because what they did was talk about each other's powers and what they was going to do, and the other shows was recaps
Mhm.
of the stuff we already seen. So yes, and
Yep. In
it
somebody
really
else's
it was
point of
only giving
view.
you 10 minutes worth of new content every episode, and it's what, let's say it's a 30-minute show, so it gives
Yeah.
you what, 22 minutes. So really, 12 minutes was
Hmm.
hmm
recap. But oh yes, I totally agree with One Piece. One Piece, One Piece won't end. I
see,
think
and
that there's
that's
a nuclear holocaust on this earth, and everything
Probably
got
not.
fried, I think cockroaches and One Piece will still be going.
Oh Lord, not
Yeah.
the roaches. Hold on.
Yes.
Mm-mm. The
Oh,
roaches will
and,
be watching all the
and
One
I was just
Piece.
about to
producing
say.
and handling the boom
Yep.
mic and the
Wouldn't that be
extras in the
funny? That would
background
be weird.
and
Everybody in One Piece becomes a roach. That would be weird.
but
That's
oddly
so
enough,
odd.
the
They should make
network will
that an
probably
episode.
grant it 2,000 more episodes. They're gonna be like, "You're a genius. You're a genius. Y'all did it
Exactly.
again, One
Yep.
Piece."
You are welcome. Woo. Oh.
All right, we're gonna get
Oh.
I
to our
love it.
next segment, into the nerdverse. Audience, I apologize. I will have my intro music and my setup music, but this is episode 0, so we just want to do a cut and dry, get our feet wet, get stuff promoted. But into the nerdverse is a segment we talk about current
Yeah.
events. Let's say rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. You know, a lot of people know him from The Wire.
Yeah.
That's when I first knew about him as Omar. You know, the stick up guy. Um, Also, you know, in the nerd world, the trailer of The Matrix Resurrection dropped, you know, stopped
Yep.
stopped the world for a minute. You know, Twitter was trending about it. Um, we give we
Yeah.
give our props to Shang-Chi. It's topping box office hits. You know, Marvel did it again. Um, Last weekend, finale of Rick and Morty did a two-part episode, episode 9, episode 10, and so season 5's wrapped up. I would give away stuff, but there's a co-host who hasn't finished it yet, and I'm not going to say who, but her name rhymes with Blangy.
Oh,
And
no.
in the comic book world, Marvel is doing their 9/11 crossover. And so we're going to start our next segment is 2 cents, how we feel about the current events of the week. I'll let one of you ladies start.
So I first saw that, yeah, the Matrix Resurrection um trailer a couple days ago, and I honestly
I'm
thought it
glad
was
you
fan
said that.
made. I
I
thought
am
it was
so
fake.
good. See,
I
and this
really
is
didn't believe it.
this is why I'm gonna love. This is why I'm gonna love Angie. Oh, keep going.
I thought they
Sorry.
were I thought it was just like an awesome fan made trailer with just clips of like John Wick and maybe some of the other things that he's done.
Mm.
Um, and then you see that blip of that girl in the blue hair, and I was just like, okay, so they're just throwing some random stuff in there. That's cool. But yeah, no, I thought it was fan made.
I have not seen Try. I've watched clips of Shanghai. And that's gonna be
Okay.
my next thing. My
I
goodness. My
uh
goodness.
earlier I was on YouTube and I watched the trailer of Matrix Resurrection, and I'm kind of nervous. And um I don't want to be the downer. God, I don't want to be the downer person, but I really liked
Uh,
Matrix trilogy. The first one, mind blowing. It's a It opened my world of
oh
possibilities and
yeah,
like simulation. Is this real and stuff like that. I love the premises. The
yes.
second movie, you know, it just expanded the. Oh,
Everybody had
oh
those
yes,
glasses and that
oh
phone.
yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
The second movie expanded it, and the third movie, when I first watched it, I came out of the theater and I was like, you know what? It didn't end the way I thought it was, because you know, usually you have an epic battle, good
Hmm.
versus bad, and they're trying to put the machine as the bad guys, or that's what I was thinking. But the third one kind of put changed the narratives, like, hey, men and machine are balanced, both good and bad, but they need each other. And I came away with that movie because you know, no, you don't
Hmm.
never want to go into an event or watch a fight or watch a football game and it ends in a tie. And the way how they ended up having a truce at the end, you know, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but it took me eventually and quickly be like, I really appreciate that ending, and and so
Mm-hmm.
I always like once something ends, having possibilities left open to our interpretations of how we think it would end. And I'm just kind of worried that they're going to give it a finite ending and kind of mess up the trilogy.
I thought he died. Yeah. And
And
then he was
that's
like
one of my
taken back
problems.
into the Matrix
Like,
or into
do not
whatever.
I don't want them to mess this up. And I feel like the Matrix should have been like, hey, let's let's remake it other than expand on it. Because yes, I know
Ooh.
tech you know what one thing about Matrix is the technology was breaking, the martial arts, the movement, the fight scenes, all as soon as the Matrix came out, everybody was
Yeah.
trying to do the slow motion uh fight scenes. Oh
Yes.
yes.
That drop
uh
back.
The j-
Oh god.
and I worry about that. I worry about that
It's a mess.
because yes, I know they want to give service to the fans and everything. It's just like, oh god, I just worry. I really worry about it. But I seen the trailer. The trailer, I agree with Angie. I thought it was fan made at first. I'm like, maybe I hit, and then I seen different aspects of it. I'm like, okay, they are going to do it, and I'm just hoping I'm wrong because I will be the first to say I'm wrong.
Mm. I wonder if they're gonna try and like somehow, like you said, make it a finite movie, like completely end everything, and instead just like free the people from the machines. Like, I mean, I feel like that is the ultimate goal for the entire race, the human race, to come out of the
And re
sewers or
and
out of
reclaim the land back again. And
wherever.
yeah, that's what I wanted years ago.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the premise. You would think, right? Is that too easy to think? Like
I
with
agree. That's what I wanted
um
years ago too. I wanted that
with
years
the
ago too,
directors
but
are thinking.
that's why I was so
Yeah.
shocked that I was satisfied with how they did it. Because, the movie one was about, hey, there's a veil over our eyes. This is the real world. Number two is how their fight against it. And number three, when it ended in the truce, I was like, okay, they had that bond, or they needed to live in, you know,
Mhm.
in balance of each other. And I just think don't just give the humans the win, you know.
I want to know what happened to Tank.
Oh,
No one ever explained. Didn't explain where he went. He got shot in the first one, and then all
so
of a sudden he's gone and
so
replaced by
so
his, random brother
the
that
Matrix
might
between
not be his
movies
brother.
had a couple of comics and explained that
Oh yeah,
the
there was a
Animatrix,
cartoon.
which
Yeah.
was kind of before the Matrix, but it kind of explained he'd end up dying of the wounds. He wanted more money, and then they's like, "No, you're not even. You're a side character. Bye. We'll replace you. Recast. Hit the recast
Oh,
Oh,
button."
well, hell.
No, that's the real reason.
dang. Shoot your
Something
shot,
random,
I
real
guess.
quick. Do you think Will Smith stays up at night thinking about not taking the Neo role? Because how big it brought back Keanu Reeves. Because I watched Keanu Reeves when I was younger. He was in Bill and Ted, and it's like, huh. And then I remember this one movie called Chain
Yeah.
Reaction, but he wasn't on the map until the
Oh, I remember
Matrix
Yeah.
put
that.
him back into that stardom role. What do you think Will Smith be thinking about it? Because Will Smith used to be every summer when I was younger. He's going to make another blockbuster, make another blockbuster, and it's been a while since he's made a good blockbuster. You know.
Was
Oh,
he doing MIB though
now
when that
he
came
he
out?
got he got the script after MIB, and he ended up
Was
going
after?
to do Wild Wild West. Yeah. Wh-
Oh yeah,
Who
I
who
liked that
who said
movie.
that?
I ain't gonna lie.
Who said that?
I'm with
Okay.
her. I'm with her on that. I like Wild Wild West a
I
little bit.
like Wild Wild
I
West.
did too.
I thought it was just creative and like Chris Klein. I never knew who he was before, I think that's his name. Or Kevin Klein. Anyways. But I thought it was them two together. I thought was a nice little duo. I thought
And
it
it
was just
was
interesting.
it
Yeah,
was
It
something
was
it was.
based,
different.
yeah. I guess you didn't like it.
He said this
I
ain't the
could
type of
hear it
different.
in the tone. Here's a better question. Do you think he could have done it better?
Um,
I mean, I think if
if
Will Smith would have been cast, it would create I
and
think maybe a
I
whole
agree,
different kind of
but
movie.
I will admit, if I was an actor and someone put the Matrix script in front of me, I'd be like, get this crazy. Who was you
Yeah.
on?
Oh yeah.
Did y'all do 2 lines of cocaine before? I was about to say salmon
Croak.
croquettes. Who snorts salmon croquettes? I mean, that's a whole
Croquettes are
nother
very
problem
good.
itself. But
They are.
anyway, did you snort a whole line of coke before you wrote this? And I think that's what took a lot of people away from it. You just have to have imagination if you do going to do a film like that.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I agree. That was definitely
Yes, I
outside,
agree.
way outside of the
And
box.
Yeah,
like
most
we was talking
definitely.
about the importance of starting off a good foot, the Matrix, it sucked us in from the beginning. Okay,
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I think it made everybody question themselves too. Like, what would you do? Like, if you were sat down by
random stranger, and
some,
they
I don't
told you
know,
that your
and
world
asked
was a
random
lie.
stranger
Yes,
was fake, and you can either wake up in the real world or stay in your dream,
the
like,
simulation
what would you do?
proposal. Okay,
You
so
would stay in?
I know in the first one, the guy that was in the crew, Morpheus crew, wanted to go back in. So
I don't know if it was like
yeah,
slash
yeah,
or
we probably
slave
like
or
that.
something weird.
All I know is
It was
he's the
something weird
guy
like
that
that.
figured out who Daryl was. He was a reporter. He didn't want to tell. Like, no, where's your where's your ethics? But anyway, would definitely take. Okay, what pill was it? Blue or red? I
Ooh,
would
that's a good
definitely
question. I
want
don't know.
to not be a slave, and I would definitely want.
So you'd be a
Yes,
crusader, I guess is
and
what you
even
would.
though it'll be unfortunate because I'll be missing some of the great joys in life, I would still be like, hey,
But if they're fake, are they really joys?
well,
Dun dun
anything in your
dun.
mind that stimulates your mind is a joy, you know? And so, you're not going to eat steak no more. I'm not going to watch football games no more and stuff like that.
That's
And that
true.
would be kind of sad, but I think it would be sadder for me not to live my life, you know?
Do you even think like you
Oh,
would
no,
know what a real steak
no.
tastes like then? Like if the sim like they were talking at that table, like he lifts up his fork, I remember this, and he's like, I know this isn't steak. I know my brain thinks
Right,
it's
right,
steak, but I'm
right.
not eating actual steak.
Because everything's information to the brain. Oh God. And
Oh
this and
no.
this is what makes the Matrix so
Yeah.
good.
Right.
And this is
Stimuli
why
and all that
I
good stuff.
worry about this fourth movie.
I think like my superhero like wannabe brain says that I would come out because I want to experience like what's really going on and how can I help to fix it. But I feel like my little inner cowardice person would be like what you said, I don't know if I want to leave yet. Like, am I prepared for the atrocities that are happening outside when I could just go back inside my little shit bubble to my shit wife and shit
Oh,
family?
not.
Angie,
I
you
don't
you
know.
brought a good point. Now,
Like,
if I could be like, okay, give me 30 years of this fantasy and then show me the real world. Once my mind can process it, oh, I'm down.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna be like, yeah. But I am going. You know what? I might accidentally wake myself up doing dumb stuff, like killing myself in the Matrix and waking up before my time and be mad. But I can see that.
Hmm.
That's a really good question. I think you
Yeah, I know.
posed.
I would live in the fantasy world. I really know I would. I mean, I ain't got time for folks and they stuff. So I'm gonna just go ahead and live in the
I
simulation.
I don't need
And,
Yes,
octopus robots
that's what
coming after
sucks
me.
too.
and
Like God, like this in Spider-Man 2. So I would try to be, waking up in the real Zion Spider-Man character. Yeah.
Zion, there we go.
Okay, let's talk about
Yeah, lead.
Shang
Yeah.
Chi box office hit. Big surprise. Um,
Mhm.
Yay.
It was
Let's
something
make
different.
I
some waves.
Yes.
no,
And it
you go,
wasn't.
you go.
Go ahead. It was something
You
different for
watched
me
it?
because it was
You what?
more so
Oh,
not always. No, 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 no. Like watching like
mm-hmm.
smaller clips and trade the trailers for them, and it was completely different for me, especially with not it all being about just strictly you gain this power and now you automatically know like this man was literally fighting. Like, and
Mhm.
I know me, I like to throw hands too. So that just so that just brought out a whole nother side that just Marvel finally tapped into the other characters instead of just focusing on what everybody know, who everybody knows.
Mhm.
Now
That's
we're
a good point.
experiencing
I
new
like that.
people.
I'm
Yeah.
Mhm.
excited for the new generation of just nerds and fans who love this stuff because now they're finally giving different side characters and different characters of color their just due. Because for years, there's always been good stuff written, but you will always see Spider Man, Spider Man, Superman, 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 Batman, Batman, Batman. And um, I have not seen the movie, but I knew it was going to do good. I just knew it because especially uh, the Hollywood, they really want that money from to China, and China loves good movies, that follows that criteria. And I was like, this is going to be a win for Marvel, and I just worried, and I was a little bit nervous. I'm like, just tell a interesting, good story, and when it said, hey, this broke records and for the 4 day weekend, I was like, good, good. I'm glad because this is gonna open up so much stuff, and it's always good for this young fans to see characters that look like him. I am ready for more women superhero movies. I'm ready for give me a Indian superhero. This more than this side characters. Give me more, because I think it's time
Yeah.
like it's time to diverse the movies because everybody has good stories to tell. Our future podcast, we're going to talk about this just stories that we need out there that's more than just hey, let's make I love Michael B. Jordan. I love him, but he's gonna be the Val Zod and then the Black Superman and stuff like that. And that's cool and fine, but there is, more heroes of color that don't need to be tied to how should I say it? Nostalgia. You don't have to always you there don't need to be a Asian Wonder Woman. There don't need to be a Filipino Superman. I mean, there is characters of color that you know that are heroes. I talked about Blue Beetle. That movie's coming up soon, and I do like Miles Morales Superman Spider Man, sorry. Um but I'm more excited about Static Shock. I watched Static Shock as a child and yeah, me
That's all
too.
I want.
I think it'd be a great story. But oh god, I got off attention. I was talking about Shang Chi. But no, I am
Oh, you
happy.
good.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad that there's like some Asian representation like finally kind of coming out into Marvel. Just in I think in superheroes in general.
Oh, most
Um
definitely.
I feel like the really only representation I feel like as an Asian person I ever saw was like I think the first person was like Jubilee from X-Men, and I feel like they barely even talked about her being
Right.
I think Chinese American back in the day, and that was still kind of like odd. Instead of making I feel like characters of color, they always just made them like blue or green or powers that had some way to change their skin when I
I
don't know.
agree.
It was just weird. But I'm glad that
I
Shang-Chi
agree.
is coming out and then like
As
everyone's
X
super
Men,
cool in it.
when I first watched X Men, I really didn't count Jubilee as X Men because how she was written, and when I got older, I realized Jubilee's reason in that X Men animated series was just to give her eyes was just our eyes. We introduced the X Men, but in the comic books, I really came to appreciate her. But earlier you was talking about the first Asian representative you seen in the comics or shows. I remember the first Asian representation I seen in like a comic book or it was Green Hornet. I'm sorry, I'm gonna date myself. Green Hornet. So, but
Oh
I'm
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Amber. Have you ever
Okay.
seen Green Hornet?
I didn't know. Yes, I didn't know. For some reason, I don't
So
remember
at
him.
my
He
grandma's
was. He
house, you
was.
know,
He
she always
was.
played the black and white channel, and they did the Adam West, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman,
Mm,
Diane Prince, or Linda Carter. She would do it, but before those two shows came
yeah.
on,
Mm.
you know, rest in peace, Adam West. It was Green Hornet, Green Hornet, and what got me about Green Hornet, what I always stayed in my
Yep.
mind is I've never seen ever a sidekick better than a hero. And Bruce Lee
Yes.
was Kato.
Oh yeah.
Bruce Lee drove the car to the fight, and if I was a bad guy or villain, I wouldn't want to see him get out of the car. I'd be like, no, no, we don't want to fight you, Kato. We won't fight Green Hornet because he was the man, and that always set him. That always set in my spirit, like, hey, Kato, I mean Bruce Lee was the man, and I always remember Green Hornet. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
kind of mad that Seth Rowe uh, messed it up. Um, yeah,
It was kind of
that
weird.
was my first representation of it introduced me to Bruce Lee, and it made me respect sidekicks because I didn't respect sidekicks.
I don't think anybody really does.
Not gonna lie, I completely
I mean,
forgot
It
about the
changed
Green
my
Hornet.
life. It changed my
Golly.
life. And I
besides
started
Robin.
watching a lot of Bruce Lee
J-
movies after that. And what also changed my life is I seen him in one movie, Whoop Walker, Texas Ranger, and I was like, no one beats Chuck Norris, and he did.
Oh
And no,
my
yeah, I never
god.
seen Texas
That's
Ranger. I'm
that's
a
a
nerd.
throwback to a
I'm a nerd.
throwback.
I'm a nerd.
Yes.
Oh wow.
God.
No, I mean I watched
He
a few
never
Walker
lose.
Texas Rangers,
You
but
talk about Dragon
wow,
Ball
that's I
Z,
forgot
never
about
losing.
that.
Like
Holy
Walker
moly.
Texas Ranger is One Punch Man,
Oh god.
and I seen
Oh my god.
Yes.
and I
My
seen Bruce
favorite
Lee
anime.
take him out.
I remember
Ugh.
that. I remember that episode like it was yesterday too. I was like, wait, what? Chuck? uh, Chuck, we need to
Oh,
have
Chucky.
we need to sit down and have a talk, sir. Something going on. You sick?
This kind of like off topic with the Asians though. Like with oh
Wong,
in Doctor Strange,
Wong.
the monk, I cannot yeah. No, the other one,
Oh,
the
oh yes, the
Tilda
great.
Swinton's
See, the
character.
great one, the Sorcerer Supreme. What's the name? What was her name?
Yeah.
Let's just call her the Sorcerer Supreme
I
because
cannot even think of it.
that's
It
what
was
she
like
was. The ancient one. The ancient one. That's there you go.
I in yes, there we go. I'm pretty sure I knew like just that
Like,
the person was supposed to be
why are you
Asian.
whitewashing?
I love Tilda Swinton. I
Yeah.
feel like
Why
Tilda
you?
Swinton
Come
is
on. Come
thank
on.
you. Like I get that it hits certain stereotypes. I get that. I'm okay with that. It's an ancient monk. I get that she is supreme. She could he or she, I guess is fair, could be androgynous in any form
Hmm.
that they want to take. I understand, but why are you taking the
Oh
form
yeah.
of a
Oh
white
yeah.
woman?
They was mad about
Bleak.
that because I remember on the one side like, hey, it needs to be somebody Asian, and then the other side is like, hey, why is she a woman? And I was like, oh god,
Yeah.
But luckily, Doctor Who fixed it all. You know.
I mean, even if he had like the legit or he or she, whichever, had the full Fu Manchu like
Mm.
13-inch mustache, like I would have been cool with that. I'd have been like, all
Yes.
right, this is cool. Like it's a little stereotypy, but still, I
You
would have
wanted her
giggled
to
a
look
little bit
like
about it.
Kill
But I do, I
Bill's
mean,
master, teacher.
I want
Mhm.
I want more people who look like me, like who I can appreciate
Yeah.
and like
And
understand.
that's the
Like,
main
oh
reason.
yeah, like
That's the
we have
that's
the
the
same
main reason
eyes. I
I'm
get
so
it. I get
excited
it.
that Shang-Chi was really took off the way it did. Cause
Yeah.
I can't I I was talking about Iron Fist to Angie last week, and I was like,
that
God, why didn't Iron Fist do this?
was just
Why?
that was
Hmm.
horrible to watch.
Yeah, it was
It was
terrible.
hard.
It was, yeah. I tried to. I'm not gonna lie. I gave it
Mhm.
multiple chances.
Yeah, that kid's act. I don't know if it was the script. The acting like from that lead character was just not good. Like it made it. It was stiff. It was
Yeah.
just hard to watch. It was like
Let's
weird.
see. Rick and Morty. Anybody want to talk about Rick and Morty season 5?
I love. I think that Christopher Lloyd was portrayed as
You jumped my segment,
Rick.
but but no, no, no. Keep. Let's do it
Wait.
now.
Oh, my bad.
Let's do it now. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Not, not
Yeah.
too late
Go
Yeah.
now.
ahead. It fills all my mad scientist needs with him already being Dr. Brown and everything that happened there. And now he's back as the smartest man in the universe when he, was already
We
there to begin with.
do you think
Yeah.
younger fans know why are geeking up or geeking out that Christopher Lloyd played Rick in the live action trailer teaser? Do you know they understand the concept? Because Rick and Morty is, oh,
If their parents were cool,
Rick and
maybe.
Morty was based off of uh, Doc and Marty from Back to the Future.
Hmm.
How how cool would that have been if he could have come back, Michael J. Fox, just like as a funny, like
That would,
making Morty old, but then all of a sudden be like,
Oh
"Oops, we
yeah,
messed up," and then
oh
like
yeah,
making him
oh yeah.
young.
And you
I
know
feel
yeah.
like
what?
that
I
would have been
think there's still
hilarious.
possibilities. I know Michael J. Fox is not doing a lot of acting, but I've seen him in a couple. He makes a
And
couple of
Yeah.
appearances every now and then. But yeah,
That would be a
yeah, that
great
would
little
be
third wall. Just
that would just be
happens.
like mind blown. Like, holy shit, he's back.
okay. Well, do we have anything else on it?
Yes, yes.
Anything else on Rick and Morty? No. All right. Okay. Well, we're
No.
gonna take a little break. Okay. Welcome back to No Time to Be Coy. Some bitter nerd here. Yes,
Basically to
which
see
you
if you
will,
like us.
or else, we see you.
You failed us at life. We
um,
failed at life. Please make me famous. I'm just kidding.
no,
I
no.
couldn't handle the fame.
I
I'd probably crumble under the
I feel
pressure.
like,
I'd become Lindsay Lohan. Let's be real.
Oh.
oh, Lindsay, man, now I can't get her to sponsor me. I mean, I mean, let me write this
Oh
apology
shit, he might
letter.
sue us.
Um,
Crap. All right, edit that out.
yeah, we're
Edit.
editing that. We love you, Lindsay. We we
Hell
always
yeah.
knew you could do it. Um,
Yay. On your back. Just kidding.
uh,
Eh, oof.
so
Oof.
What?
honestly, I was
What
gonna go
happened?
first, but I was like,
What happened?
let's learn
What?
about more about Angie, and that way, that way,
Oh no, I'm just being
that
I'm
way,
just
Angie.
being a
next
hater.
time.
I am just making inappropriate jokes, which is what I do a lot of
So,
the time. I'm sure
what
she's
made y'all
a
nerds?
wonderful
What
girl.
made y'all nerds?
My mama. if I'm
Did she?
if I'm gonna be truly honest, my mama. Like she's the one that got me into
Oh,
gaming because she had original,
yes.
Atari. Went to the
Does she
video
still
game.
play?
Yeah, she does.
Oh my god, that's fabulous.
Yeah, she's the
Oh,
one
I
that got me
hope.
into games. She's the one that got me into anything nerd wise you can think of. She's when Harry Potter first came out, she's the reason I'm probably a
Mhm.
Harry Potter nerd.
Oh,
Every time it
nice.
came out in the movie theater, we was the first ones there. Day of
Hmm.
it came out. So she's my main reason, and I haven't fallen off from it
I
at
Yeah.
all.
Mine's kind of similar. Mine's my dad. Like, he is
Ooh.
more like a science fiction nerd. Um, instead of so when like you said for Harry Potter, that's kind of how it was for us in Star Wars. So when Phantom Menace
Yeah,
came out, I think I was in the 8th grade and
Oh,
we were at the midnight showing.
I
I was
didn't
like,
know. I
and I
didn't
had
know
to go
what
to
an
school the next day.
orgasm
So thanks,
was
Dad.
until I seen a dual lightsaber, and then I was like, "What's this coming out of my body?" I remember that trailer. This is it's just a certain things
me.
that triggers triggers memories like that. I'm sorry. Keep on.
Isn't that weird? Yeah, that's and then I think he like I told you earlier, I think I watched Akira with him when I was
Oh,
He was the
younger,
best
probably
dad
way
me.
too
ever.
young to
I
watch
love
that
your
movie.
dad. I love him. I
Thanks.
Like just the same, like when movies were coming out, it was we were usually going with him.
Hmm.
I
So
thank
I
your
thank
dad
my
too.
dad for my
That's
nerdism.
awesome. Amber does yeah. Thanks Angie's
Thanks,
dad.
Dad.
Thanks.
Amber, does your mom still have the Atari?
No, she lost
My
it in multiple moves. When I tell you
Oh
she had
man.
that, Genesis, Sega Genesis, all of
my
Holy
mom still
moly.
has the Atari system, but it don't work.
Sega.
She tries to plug it up, but it don't work. But I totally remember Pong and Dig Dug, pole position. You triggered a lot of memories.
Do you think you could
Yes.
take that somewhere and get it fixed? I'm
Man,
sure there's someone around here,
I
don't you
would be
think, that could
scared
fix
to
that?
even give it to a pawn shop because they'd
Or
be
I wonder
like,
how much it would.
nope,
Yeah.
or I mean, or
Oh
I
no,
say a pawn
no.
shop or somebody that can fix older items like that because they'd be like, nope, it blew up, and then all of a sudden you'll see them driving it in a Corvette,
It's
then
gone
I
missing.
sold it and stuff like.
Oh yeah. Are they worth that much right now?
I
Or
would
are they
say
worth that much
probably
in
not
general, I guess?
unless you're into that
Oh,
nostalgia. You had to be a certain buyer, probably.
Mm.
But I remember the days. Oh
yeah.
man, that would have been awesome if your mom still had it. Because my mom still has hers, but it just don't. It she'll try to plug in, it won't work.
That was the best
Yes.
time to duck hunt, and you got double
Oh
O
god,
seven.
yes.
My goodness.
Oh,
Yeah,
Duck Hunt.
it was something serious.
I remember that on the
Oh
Nintendo with
yeah.
the little guns that
Oh
never really worked
And
right, and they didn't shoot anything. You're like, what kind of bullshit is this? I'm
yeah.
never gonna be a hunter.
uh, Yeah, Atari taught me a lot of things, but I don't think it started my nerdism. But it's funny, let me stick to Atari for a second. Do you think I'm, I'm all for damsels in distress, but after a while, yes, here we go. She's like, oh, here he
Oh, here we
goes.
go. I'm
I
just
don't
kidding.
like enablers, and I don't like people that fall for the same pitfall
Oh
every
yeah.
time. And I'm talking about the princess on Super Nintendo on Mario.
God.
You know, the first when I
Oh.
first played Mario,
yeah,
I didn't know there was different worlds. So I finished World One, beat the castle, beat the villain of the castle, and I was like, yes, I was so excited. And then all of a sudden, she gets kidnapped again, and I was like, okay, you're not gonna do that again. And then World Two, it was the same thing. And what triggered it? What triggered that memory is Donkey
hmm,
Kong. You remember Donkey Kong going Atari, and not when the Donkey Kong
Oh.
was the good guy swinging. It was throwing barrels at Mario, Mario to jump and stuff like that. Just
yeah.
and as a child, I never even got past the third level. I couldn't get the timing down and stuff like that. But it triggered me to remind me that I don't like her. I don't like the princess. I don't like her.
Mm,
And that whole
I
Mario,
agree.
why hasn't it been canceled? But before I say that, Nintendo, if you want to donate to our podcast and to support
Oh shit. Since we're gonna
to
have legal fees now because
support
of
small
my
startups trying to be great, you can. Uh, I I
Angie
love
needs a
Mario Kart,
retirement
by the
fund
way,
plan, please.
but
That's
but yeah, Mario, this she's for the streets. Just let her be her, and and and
Please.
and I mean he has his own problems into anyway. Mario, he's like,
Yeah, heart
what? He
disease.
got heart disease.
I'm just playing. I don't know. He's fat. What do you mean? A short, fat man. Jump just because he does cardio
Why
doesn't mean that
hasn't Peter
he's
Look,
gonna
this,
live
Camping?
very long.
Huh? He's hopping. He's hopping on turtles and
Who's he
little
beating? Oh, he's
moles that
killed.
don't even, they
Yeah.
can't do nothing to you.
that,
He just
hmm.
going terrorizing, stomping on stuff, eating shrooms. I mean, how is he not canceled? Think about the kids, Mario.
I,
Um,
Did you watch the live action Mario back in
yes.
the day?
Mm.
Oh, you're welcome.
I
Talk about
mean,
whitewash. Oh, that'd be a nice soundboard. I'm gonna add that.
Yes, that
Whitewash.
was
I know
yeah,
I know someone
whitewash.
had to say it.
That was weird.
Hey, that
That was
made
a
please,
weird
Dennis
yes.
movie.
Hopper's career
I
and
just can't
ended
do
it. And
It did.
it.
I mean,
Jeez,
that
but
did kind of launch John Leguizamo. I feel like that was the first big movie I think I ever saw him
oh
the
in.
pet
dang, I forgot about that man.
And then
I
yeah, and
liked
then
him
I
in the
became
past.
obsessed with
The past is the first
him.
movie I seen him in,
Yeah,
but I loved him in Spine. He made a good Violator. The Violator.
Hmm.
yeah.
I didn't I didn't really want him that way, but okay, that's nightmare
So
stuff.
Oh
so
Lord.
things that don't turn Angie on clowns.
Listen, if anybody is turned on by that fat pugly clown when he's in Spawn, is needs therapy. He needs a
Hey,
priest and Jesus.
hey, if you knew, folks got different fetishes that I don't even ask no more.
Amber, this is not OnlyFans.
Can we be the first podcast to make an OnlyFans page?
that
That just got weird. I'm
just
not sticking anything
Oh
anywhere.
no, no,
I'm just
no,
gonna
that
no, no.
go ahead and
that's
put that out
We're
there.
look.
gonna do.
Oh, oh,
We're
oh,
going.
oh,
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
oh.
yeah.
We're not
We're
doing
gonna
that.
stay in our
Okay.
lane. I don't know what. When,
You want to
yeah,
do
I don't.
I don't know
OnlyFans?
what
This is all
y'all gonna
about
do.
nerd stuff. I
But,
don't know. No,
Well, if they do, I mean, I'm sure if they actually really do get away from the like adult
they're not.
entertainment like they say they're going to. Wait,
Yeah, because
backtrack.
that's
They
their
didn't.
bread and
They're not
butter.
going
They
to,
was
right?
like,
They're not going to
yeah,
actually do that.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I'm sure. Well, I don't know. To see three nerdy people talking about stuff, I guess that might warrant us
Hey,
yeah.
some subscribers, and that
I
would
wrote
mean
it
money.
down. I'm doing it. We're gonna be
heck
on there
yeah.
next week and be like, yes, thank you for
I'll wear.
supporting our OnlyFans page. Hmm.
I'll wear a
Oh
low
no,
cut
them
shirt
other
if I
50
got to.
pages. If
That's
you,
fine.
I'm gonna be like, if oh,
You have to
fine
wear a
then.
low cut shirt too,
I'm
though.
down. I I
It gotta
said once
be.
I
Okay.
started this podcast,
We
I
all
will
have
be
to.
committed to do
um,
anything. So whatever.
You have to wear.
um,
I love.
no,
Oh my
I'm gonna
god, I
tell
would
them like,
die.
no, if
I
you
would
want
die.
that film, you go to the other pages, the rest of the pages here. We're only gonna do, yeah.
Hit the link in my bio.
look at my.
So how I started
I
out as a
love it.
nerd, it would be my
Oh,
uncle.
good.
Uh, Batman the animated series changed my life. And not yeah,
Oh god,
before then
yes.
I watched the Adam
Yep.
West Batman, but it's just something to watch. But that series changed my life. I started reading DC comics, and I love the Batman family. Um, and then
Yeah.
yes,
The voice acting
yes,
was so good too. Like in that
Yes.
animated series, like every voice actor I feel like just hit every character that
I
they were playing.
I
I was just
agree.
like, oh, this is
The
fabulous.
first Batman
Most
movie with
definitely.
Jack Nicholson changed changed my life.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. He was a fabulous
the
Joker.
Dark Knight. I mean,
Yes.
the Batman Returns, the second movie, made me realize that I was definitely um, heterosexual because Michelle Pfeiffer and that
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
latex soda on the like she did it
Yeah.
for me. She did it for me. She had a 8-year-old boy in love with her. Um,
I think she had
yeah,
more than just an 8-year-old boy.
A lot of
yeah.
them.
A lot of
Um,
them.
And then of course, before every in elementary school, before we went out to the bus stop, Power Rangers. Power Rangers changed my life. God, why
Oh
would they make
God.
a show that just
God
I eat
dang.
breakfast, ready
Yes,
for school,
yes.
one episode of Power Rangers, you're hyped.
Hmm.
And Power and and I know
Yep.
I talk a lot about like evolution, but Power Rangers always gave me what I wanted. It gave me hey, five friends, we're friends. It gave me a fight scene, and then it gave me a big monster fight, and I was yep ready for the day.
Hmm.
Who'd you want to
I
be?
loved.
But which
You
ranger
know
were
I wanted to
y'all?
be
I was
Black
about to say
Ranger.
which ranger were
I wanted to
y'all?
be Black Ranger.
That was
Black
tough.
Ranger.
That was
And
tough
that,
for
and
me.
that and not because I was black and he was black, but that was a big puzzle. But he had like a
But
he
Black
had a
was so
axe and
cool.
then it could turn
Yes.
into a gun. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm full stove for that.
Oh yeah. I
I
thought
didn't
he
know
was
nothing
cool. He
about what
made
a
me laugh.
mastodon was until I was like, a mastodon. That's not even a dinosaur, but I was like, yeah, I was
I didn't
like,
know shit
that's an
about
elephant. But I
dinosaurs.
was like, all right, I'm rolling. Everybody was a dinosaur but him. And that, but I wanted to be the Black Ranger until the Green Ranger episodes. I I never seen the
The
Power
green.
Rangers take so many L's that
Yes.
week. I, and then
Oh
Yeah.
God. Tommy. Oh, Jason was Jason L. Frank or
oh,
Jason F.
was
Frank or
that your
whatever his
first
name was.
crush?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
Green Ranger
No.
for sure.
Boy, I ain't never wanted to play an instrument so
uh,
bad.
Why?
big the flute, Dragonzord.
Was
Yeah.
the flute? Yes.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, girl, you
I was
wanted to
like
be
the
that
flute. I
flute.
was yes. That's all I
Oh,
wanted. I just wanted like you
I
know
was
what? Bet. That's all I
so
got to
mad,
do.
so
Bet.
mad. He had his own the dragon Zord. He had a flute. He had the
Hmm.
armor. I was like, yeah. As soon as I seen him, I was like, yeah, bye Zach. I
Yes.
Yeah.
don't. I'm Green Ranger. And then when he joined, I was like, oh, this is the best life ever. But I noticed in elementary school,
I know.
Power Rangers, especially with the females, like the pretty girls always wanted to be the Pink Ranger, and the nerdy girls wanted to
Of
be the Yellow
course.
Ranger. And I just
And then
and I would
Yellow
always,
Me.
Ranger.
when I was dating or looking for women online, that would be the question that I would always ask. Like, hey, when you was younger, did you want to be the Pink Ranger more or the Yellow Ranger more? That way, I could tell what their personality was. Wait, don't laugh. That's an awesome like question. You know how hard it is to
You know
open a
what?
convo with a
Yeah,
stranger.
you're right. You're right. But let me. Yes, that's a weird question.
Like,
You know
hey,
what kind of ranger you want to be?
like, what is a ranger?
Mm,
Once they say was a ranger, that's when you know, hey,
here you
baby,
go.
this
What if they didn't?
Oh, I'll
What
leave.
did you do if they didn't know
I
what a
would
Power
leave.
Ranger
Well,
was?
no, I
Would you
exactly.
wouldn't
just like,
leave.
oh,
I would order
oh,
an expensive meal, say I'm using the bathroom,
hmm,
and then I would leave.
stop?
Then with the bill, because I don't support evil people and people people who didn't know what Power Rangers was or watch Power Rangers. I don't want them associated in my life or even around my aura. So yeah, I think that would be my life's purpose.
Okay, that's fair.
I think that was a I
That's
think
fair.
that'd be a
I give you
great
I don't
that.
intro
think.
question on a first date.
Ooh,
Say sit down. I'd be like, oh, what Power Ranger did you want to be when growing up? Oh yeah.
go.
Like you on a
I will
time
say
limit.
that. Yeah, like Attack of the Ooze, I think was so amazing. The fact
Yeah.
like when they changed everybody's
Oh yes.
uniforms to become
They
that like
was
plastic
yoked. I
kind
thought
of,
them Power
or I
Rangers
guess
did
metal.
steroids. I was like, why is they all
Yes.
yoked like that?
I was like, and then they became like the weird
Oh
ninja
yes,
ones, and then I was
yes.
like, all right, this is
I
weird, but
yeah, I felt sorry
Yeah.
for the
it
putties
was still
because
really good.
the Power Rangers could either turn into ninjas at that time or just full out Power Rangers, and it's like,
Hmm.
oh, you know what? If I was a Power Ranger, if I was a teenager, a Power Ranger, people would know who I was because I would have the
Oh
helmet
God, are
off.
you kidding me?
I would.
I would.
Everybody driving to school in their car. I'll
Hmm.
drive my Zord, park up the whole parking lot. Dare somebody tell me something. I mean, I think Zordon
Oh
would have talks with me like, Koi,
yeah.
you know, you better you can't keep low key,
Yeah,
stop
for
being
Yeah.
real.
extra and stuff like that.
And they
Mm,
won't. What they don't
I'll
know
be
won't hurt
talking.
them, or maybe.
Right. So did you watch the new
Yes.
movie?
Do you want my thoughts?
I did not.
Oh, uh,
Of course, I
thank
wouldn't
you.
ask.
And n- yes.
Thank
You
you
know
for
what?
asking.
It was great
You're quite
nostalgia
welcome.
and great little surprises. I was really, I was really impressed how they
Yeah.
are going to take it after they still plan on doing it. But when uh when I found out about the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger, I don't want to ruin it for Amber if she's not gonna watch it. But okay, then I'm gonna ruin it.
Oh.
Oh,
The
you
Green
good?
Ranger was Rita. I was like, what? I was mad. These little kids didn't know what I was so mad about. They was trying to watch Power Rangers because they never seen Power Rangers. I'm like, no. I was like, that's Tommy. Tommy's the Green Ranger. And then when Zordon was the Red Ranger, I was like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
oh my god. And then I was like, that would make so much sense. Like I thought that was a good twist. What about you?
I just really like the fact that at the end that um Kim and Tommy showed up in the middle of after that
Yes.
whole fight scene
Oh yes. That was a
in the
great
crowd.
nostalgia.
I was like, that's
Yes.
amazing. They're there together. Like I lived for that couple in that TV show. Like I
Yeah.
remember when I was a little bit older and like they were going I think like going to prom or going to a dance or something and like he was asking her in the like sidewalk with all the flowers and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, they're going to kiss. Oh
Audi-
my god." And I was like, "I don't know what this means, but I need to
Audience, I'm
see
sorry, but we're gonna be like this a lot.
it."
But I'm gonna get us off on a separate subject, and we'll get back on. But how disappointed was y'all when y'all found out that just certain TV couples wasn't couples in real life? Because Tommy and Kimberly was
Oh.
one of them,
Yeah.
and Corey and Topanga off of Boy Meets the World was another because I had a crush on Topanga, and I was kind of crushed they wasn't
Uh,
together in real life.
yeah. See, that's how I felt about a different
Yeah.
world.
Hmm.
I can't remember. I
Yes.
can't
I don't
remember names. Yeah. I was. They just looked like they was made.
I don't really think I like thought about it much outside of that
really.
like TV show. Like I don't think I understood kind of what was going on probably when I was
Hmm.
younger while I was watching these TV shows. Like I knew it was make believe probably, but that
Yeah.
still didn't really like transition into reality. Like I don't really know how to explain
That
it.
brings
I
tears to
don't
my
think I
eyes.
understood probably.
No imagination.
I
You was
know.
like,
Oh, I have plenty of
so you
imagination.
So
I
maybe I
think. I
shouldn't
hope.
share. You
Maybe.
never went to a pet store, bought four turtles, and threw them down the sewer?
That would be a call to PETA. And no, you animal killer. I'm just kidding. Um, no, God, I always hoped that I'd be the one to fall into the magic ooze and turn into a turtle.
Oh god, we're gonna take
That's
Right.
just not gonna happen.
another detour.
I've fallen
You would want to be a
into
Ninja
different kinds
Turtle.
of ooze.
You would be. You would want to be a Ninja Turtle.
White ooze. What? God, yes. Only if I can get inside my shell.
Oh boy, I ain't gotta worry about it. What you say to me. Shoot, just
Yep.
immediately. I ain't
Not
got.
Growing
today,
up,
Karen. Bye.
I
You know what
remember
kind of
what my
villain
room
I
looked
am,
like,
though.
and I don't want to know the feel or the nastiness that's going on inside the shell when no one's looking when if I go in there. So I don't know if I want to be a turtle,
Ew,
It's true.
nasty.
Ninja Turtle. Hey, it's
Nasty.
called exploration for a reason. Don't
Exploration.
shame my
Exploration.
body.
I don't know if that's
Through.
Hashtag he too. Um. So, but anyway,
I
sorry.
love
You're
it.
Power
fine.
Rangers.
You're fine.
So now I'm gonna go full back.
Solo your
Yeah,
own
Power
show.
Rangers, and that's what got me into comics. DC got me into comics, and I was okay. And then Marvel, uh, X Men,
Mm,
and Spider Man changed my world. I really wasn't a comic book Avenger fan,
Yep.
but X Men and just the whole premise of X Men, um, how you had
yes.
mutants wanting equal rights and didn't want to be discriminated because of their genes, and I just felt, oh yes, oh yes, the friends
Registry.
of humanity
That's
wanting
scary.
to take them out, big sentinels.
Hmm.
This I love the premise of X Men because not only was they a superhero team,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
each of them could hold their own, and there was more of a family. Um, and around that
Hmm.
time, the X Men series was on. It was like Saturday cartoons on Fox, and I thought
Hmm.
X
Yeah.
Men. It started out that opening theme song. It get me hyped. I don't know. I don't know who thought of that, but
Oh
this
yeah.
Yes.
every time. Have you ever heard of this any music or song that just makes you want to fight somebody? And that's how X Men is. I mean, oh, I mean, come on.
No.
What about 3 6 Mafia tear the club up? This
I just about to say, sir, if
oh
you don't
oh
say
knock
knock
if
if
you
you buck,
buck.
I know
I
some.
oh yeah. Um
Stop.
so
Stop. Look, if you
so
look,
I got a
look.
teenage boy, right? And
Gosh, that
he
is. Oh
introduced
my
me 2 months ago to Pooh Shiesty. And let me tell you that
Yeah.
Back in Blood song, you do not want to
what?
listen to that while going to the bank to make a deposit. It's just bad. It just makes you something that you're not. But
Oh my
nothing
goodness.
bad happened. It's just,
Child.
in my mind, I was like, I wonder if I can rob this bank. You know, but
Stop.
You know what?
I mean, there are songs I feel like I've listened to that I'm feel the way that way too. I'm like, I bet I could whoop that
I,
bitch's
Angie, you
Right
want the
ass.
now.
song?
No
We already
regrets.
said tear the club up, and
None.
Amber said knuck if you buck. Oh, knuck if you buck. M-
I don't know.
That's a whole fighting song. A whole song.
Oh my! You know what came into my brain is that
uh,
mystical song.
I was gonna say
I don't know
move.
why, but
Oh,
it's like shake your ass, watch yourself. For
I
some
not just.
reason, that's what I thought about. Like,
you,
okay, well, I guess this
you
is what
know,
we're doing now.
That's it.
he was.
Oh god, that was
Um,
so funny.
I thought when I was in the middle school, because I remember that song, I was like, God, that's kind of aggressive because the first line after his hook was like, I came in here with my dick in my hand. I was like, wow. I mean, he's straight to the point, you know? It took me to my adult age to realize that he was calling his gun his dick, and I was like, yeah, oh yeah. But I always like, man, he just
Oh, I
out here
didn't know
doing
that.
nasty stuff like that.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I really is like, and I love how people will play songs in middle school, and even the girls will be like, "I came in here with my dick in my hand." I was like, "Oh God, they one of them."
oh yeah.
I ain't messing with them.
Oh
But
god.
I'm like, oh,
yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying.
ma'am,
Like,
calm
I
down.
feel like
your
right.
body, your choice. That's HIPAA laws. You don't have to tell everybody. I
think I still know people who've never heard that 3 6 Mafia song,
I
Slob on My Knob.
Yep.
just don't start it. Just don't
Everybody's saying
start it
that.
because
It's
look,
already started in my head. I'm
look,
sorry.
look.
Eh, 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 eh. Eh, 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 eh.
Mhm. But
I'm not gonna say the
don't worry.
words because they'll all
I
get
gotta
bleeped
do
out,
some
but
All of it.
beeping. Don't worry.
oh,
But
I know.
X Men, the
My mouth.
opening intro music got is just yeah, it just got you hyped for it. And the funny thing about
Yeah.
the X Men series too, I loved how it was the first show to set up what happened previous episodes, because sometimes what I hated when I was younger about shows, it will go on and then
Mm-hmm.
you'd be like, oh yeah, that happened a couple episodes, but not X-Men, where everybody's talking about and they want you to know something about what's coming up this episode. It'll do previously this what happened, or just, but anyway, but
Hmm.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what started my fandom.
I swear they never played the episodes in
They end up
succession
not.
like they were supposed
They end
to.
up
Like
not, because when I was a
I
kid, I
always
was kind of
remember.
confused, and
Okay,
I bought
like
the DVDs, and I was confused more.
Hmm.
But
yeah.
Fox said they was going through a studio crisis and stuff like that, because didn't know it was going to be a fan favorite like it was, and they kind of rushed the last two seasons, and that's why you had different
Yeah,
studios working on it. So, of course, Hollywood ruins a good thing like always.
I know.
that's how I
Is it
have.
on? Where's it at? It's on. Is it on Netflix or
Disney
Hulu right now?
Plus.
I know it was on Netflix a while
The
ago.
It's
mouse.
probably.
The mouse
Disney
bought
Plus.
Oh yes,
everything.
they.
The mouse owns
Yeah.
everything. The mouse owns us. And
They did.
speaking of which, Walt Disney, if you want to support a small startup podcast, uh, please send multiple checks and Disney World tickets to.
I am a Disney fan. I don't know if it was told.
I am a Disney
We
fan
all
too.
are.
Yes,
Send
I am
plenty of
now. I'm just
tickets.
kidding. No, I love Disney. Oh yeah. Yes. I know. I am. I am excited to somehow get there at some point in my adult life
Yeah,
to enjoy it. I wish
Same.
they had like adult
Oh
days. I
God.
don't know if that's a thing, but
that
that would
would
be
be
super cool.
amazing.
I love kids. They're cool. I don't want any. I don't want to be around them either. I sure shit don't want to be there with them
I
because
get that.
they just get in the way.
I get that
But
with me having
Kids
kids.
are
I
the
get
future unless we stop them
that.
now.
that's what I've done. You're welcome.
You-
I'm just kidding. I don't know. But like it, in some ways, for me, as a like an adult with no kids, I appreciate them. Like whatever. Sometimes they ruin the experience. Like I'm going there to enjoy this, to have fun, and then somebody's child is screaming bloody murder on a leash, ripping flowers out while
Ooh.
rolling on the floor, having a meltdown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, of course, I'm going to videotape this at the same time while I'm judging this family completely. But I want to be able to experience, Star Wars land without that.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Most definitely. Yeah,
am,
that's me.
and I'm going to say this so it can be on record and no one takes my words as contents. Um, let's say 15 years from now, I am looking forward to be a grandfather if it happens, because I cannot wait to get a little bundle of joy
Oh,
and then hype it up and then drop it back off at the kids and just watch them frustrated like I was frustrated at them when they was that age. I'm so looking forward to it. It's just karma. I can't
that's
wait.
hilarious.
I cannot wait. I'm like, come on, little man, and
So funny.
bow-legged child
Let
walk
me give you
with
all the
me
sugar and shake
in
you.
the kitchen,
Yes.
and I'm feeding it
Like,
everything I seen on Hansel and Gretel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Like, baby, you want cookies and ice cream at 9 o'clock at night? Come on, let's go in here. Let's have
Right? Oh my goodness.
some-
I'm afraid I'd shove them in the oven too,
Oh
but
my.
that's okay.
Her
Hey,
name.
I know. I'm a
cannibalism.
bad
Uh,
person.
Cannibalism. I ain't saying it.
We won't touch.
well,
I'm just kidding. Bleep
let's
that out,
see.
actually.
Let's see, is at
I mean, it's in the news.
1:35. Okay, I got you. I got you. I'll take it out. Um, so, oh yes, oh yes,
we ran
but
way off topic
but
there.
this is, audience. This is why we're nerds, because
We
of
went.
you know Amber's Amber's
Or just
mom
crazy people.
made her love video games, and Angie's dad
Yes.
made her hate children.
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct, sir. I concur with your
Okay, Amber,
information.
we want to talk about Apple. All right. You found an interesting topic to
Oh
talk
boy.
about. I'm not gonna. I'm
Oh.
just gonna be. I'm gonna ISO to you, and then I'm gonna do my witty remarks because I don't like. This is my first Apple phone because my daughter said they would text me and stuff more and put me in stuff, but they don't. They lied. They just maybe buy Apple for no reason. But
That's the friend group that doesn't want you but tells you they
They
do.
just, when you get invited, just because they
yes,
didn't want to say you, they didn't
yes,
invite you. But
yes.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was me. It was me.
Oh.
I'm
Mhm.
that person. Okay, so man, I feel some type of way about it, but Apple is now selling DualShock controllers at their stores now, which I don't know how I feel about that.
Of
I know
course,
why they're
Apple wants
doing
to
it.
be in everything. I just think they're setting up for a gaming system. I really truly think that, and
Yeah,
uh, I think it's stupid. Who this the dual game system is it Sony or Microsoft? It's Sony.
yeah,
That's what
Sony.
I was gonna
I
ask.
If I
Hmm.
was Sony, I would not let
So
Apple in my doors because all they want to do is steal. They're going this. They're going well, not steal. That's that's a word they use against other people. What is the white person word? Commandeer information, and I think I think this is Apple's whole purpose. Like, hey, we're going to see how this works.
Yeah, so like with for some reason, okay, so this is the reasoning behind it. It's because they got like a new software update on Apple to where they can use the DualShock controllers on the phones, the tablets, or anything Apple related. Which I remember a while back, Apple was talking
Mm-hmm.
about making a gaming console. So I don't know if they might be. This is gonna be my own rumor. Might work with Sony if Sony is because Sony is stingy. Sony is stingy like Nintendo, and they don't like to sell stuff up under them. So if they're willing to let Apple sell their product for the same exact price
Oh, will it be the
at their
same price? It's
stores,
not going
like
to be a cheaper version of it. Why did
no,
I
it's the same
think
exact
that? It's
$70.
Apple. It's Apple. Why did I?
oh jeez.
Exactly. Apple gonna get their
So
money.
are the controllers compatible with what?
I'm guessing. Okay, so certain games, it's not gonna be all games,
Sh-
but certain games
What?
on your. But then again, it's not gonna work
Oh,
if you don't have the
it's gonna be for
iOS.
your phone, is it?
Yeah, so it's gonna be for your phone,
Oh.
for like the iPads and stuff like that. So
Oh.
they're trying. What they basically trying to do is do something that Xbox already was doing technically, because you can already go
I feel like
ahead.
that's weird.
You can already use a regular like Xbox controller or anything for PC and
Hmm.
anything else, and you can
Yep.
use it on your phone too already. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think Apple like
I
I
am
don't want to
because
talk
they're
bad
not
about
going to
That's
sponsor
Apple,
me. They're not going to
but
sponsor
that's
me
so
because
much
I got
to
some
be
stuff to
like.
get on my chest. Steve Jobs, stop hiding. We know you're not dead. You're not dead. Well, I know you're
Oh
not dead.
yeah.
Stop, because I'm already mad. Okay, so 18 years ago, I had an iPod and I put it in my pocket, right? And then I pulled it out and the screen was cracked. Why?
yeah,
Why do that? Why do that, Steve Jobs? No, I'm not gonna buy this remote. I'm not because I don't want. I know how cheap Apple be making their products so it can come back to me, and I already know them. They're probably gonna get half of the remote, and they're like, "Well, you gotta get the other half." And they always do some kind of
Oh
outrageous
yeah.
things to make you only
They
buy their
nickel and
product.
dime the
Yes,
shit out of
yes.
you.
No,
hmm
no. I was shocked when you told me the story because I was like, what? Well, no, Sony. Why would you do that? Sony usually, yeah,
yeah,
Sony has their own niche and stuff, and PlayStation, their studio stuff, their TV and electronics keep them afloat. But I'm like, they Apple is Apple. it's your competition, and you let them. I would vary. No, okay.
Oh,
So my girl would be like, "Hey, uh, I she in love with Michael B. Jordan, you know." And she's like, "Oh, he makes me feel a certain way." I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, Michael, come over here, and talk to my girl real quick and stuff like that." I'm just gonna go out and just watch her, or I would no, never, no, get out of here, Michael B. Jordan. Yes, we know you're sexy. Yes, I think you're sexy too,
I
but
feel
no, get out of
that.
here. You're not going in my door.
Would you
For
give her a
me,
hall pass
who gets the hall,
for Michael B.
who gets the
Jordan?
hall pass?
Would you give your wife a hall pass or your girl a hall pass for him? Do you guys have a hall pass list? I know this is random. It's just a random thought.
I've heard of it. I've had it with an ex of mine.
Did you?
Yeah, and it was fun.
Was it? What's wrong?
Yeah, it was.
No, I am so
Are you
interested.
afraid? I'm just
Spill,
kidding. I'm
spill,
just kidding.
spill, spill,
What?
spill,
Really?
spill,
Be-
spill.
Oh, in Amber's hall pass?
um,
Yeah.
okay, so um, I guess I would be the people always call me the guy of the group because I always just hang. That's just how I've always been. I've always
Hmm.
been the female of the guy group because I get along better with guys. But
Mhm.
he would ask, like to let me see. Well, how do I want to say it? I'm the first one to look at a woman's ass. I'm just gonna go and be honest. Before he even see it, I'm gonna be the first one. I'm like, did you see
Interesting.
her ass? Did you see
Agreed.
it? Like
I do the
just
same.
like I do the same thing, and that was like one of our main hall passes. But he knew that it wasn't an issue. But like certain things, like going out with his friends, knowing we had something going on that day or that week, he like, can I be excused? It's not like it was a thing, but it was more so of a communication thing. And I guess that's why we still literally best friends today. So
Nice.
like we've been best friends. We didn't end on a bad note. We ended because
Hmm.
we both had to go separate directions. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, so it wasn't
Hmm.
bad at all. I feel like it would have been it became more sexualized later,
Audience, this is
but
episode
Yeah.
0, and that was Mama Bear. Yep. That. So find her on find her
Looking at
on
ass.
social media. If you're a female, send her some shots, and
you
she'll rate you. And it might post you on the
I
OnlyFans
will.
next week when I start that platform. Yes.
And we'll give you a
Yes.
shout out. That would be
We
good.
did
We'll
it. We
vote
solved
and
the
we'll do
money
a shout
problem.
out. There we go. This derailed very quickly.
you know, and
Again.
you know whose fault that is?
Doesn't it
Steve
always?
Jobs.
I
Thanks
know.
a lot,
It's
Steve
so funny.
Jobs.
Mine. Oh.
Golly.
But no, honestly, okay, getting back on the topic. You,
Okay.
if you was Sony, would you do that? Would y'all honestly let Apple come in and say, "Hey, you know, this will help you get more," and I know what Apple probably did. Hey, this will help get our users and bring you more users. Would you make that sacrifice play to share information just to get their niche of audience, I guess, their fans?
Me per me personally, no, because I mean Sony has enough fan base to not have to worry about adding Apple into anything. But I guess they want to integrate into trying to get more because Sony has been into to the point where this is the only thing I've seen Sony actually go with anybody on because they won't even allow crossplay on their platform.
Hmm.
So with them doing this, that's why I feel like Apple and Sony got something going on with, but not telling everybody. Yeah, they got the software update, but it has to be something else they got up their sleeve.
I am on the fence. I think if Apple, so Apple, what we consider what like the leading company in phones and
Mhm.
touchscreens and like just phone capabilities, I guess something around. I don't want to say like AI or anything like that, but
Yeah.
and Sony's the leading company when it comes to gaming software, not software, but like gaming. So
Mhm.
there's got to be some sort of contract or something going on between the two companies that they're going to benefit equally from it in
Mhm.
terms of tech, I think is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's either going to be a console, some sort of console, or something else, like, I don't know, like some sort of screen that you can play games on, that like a huge screen.
Yeah. It
I
has to
don't
be
know, like
something.
something, yeah, something
So
like
y'all think
huge
it's
that
gonna?
they are going to
So
put
you think it's
together
gonna
like
benefit
with their
both of them?
technology.
That's what I'm hearing. I hope
Yeah,
so. I hope
Mhm.
so. I
probably.
mean, I'm not gonna give Apple no advice or Sony advice because they've been here. But
Right, I
I
don't know
just
shit.
I always worry. I don't even like the game of Monopoly, and I hate big corporations.
I
Oh
get
yes, and
so
it takes
mad.
forever. People want. Yes, yes,
I rage quit
but
Monopoly.
It literally.
I agree. I just hope they know what they're doing because I would be very leery to let one of my competitions come in the door and see how we operate because they had to share some kind of software to make it compatible.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, Samsung already makes Apple screens, don't they? They make something already, either a chip or screen part for Apple. I
Yeah,
mean,
which is
maybe that's
surprising.
what. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I feel like they're helping. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I feel like they're helping them with their software because
Mhm.
our iOS is getting software updates that Android already has had for like years.
Oh, really?
Steve,
Yeah, they get it way later. And like, oh, this new thing is like came out. I'm like, well, I had this like 5 years
Steve
ago,
Jobs
though.
is in his bunker laughing
Yeah,
at us right now.
Ah, you can laugh. He's laughing all the way to the bank,
Mm,
no matter what. So
right.
mm.
kiss my
All
ass. I'll buy his phone, whatever.
right.
Um,
Yes, I'm in the process of buying another Apple phone because now I've gotten used to how to operate it. So you won again. All
right.
right, we're back. I am thankful for all my co-hosts. I'm grateful to find nerdy people like me that this I can have fun with this new venture. Uh, it's funny how I came across to everybody that you will meet in the future. More than this Amber and Angie. There's plenty of people, and hopefully we'll get more. But I'm thankful for y'all to spend. That you want to spend 2 hours of your time just to talk, because it's hard finding
Yeah.
people in your
Yeah,
circle
kid.
that will always want to talk about stuff like that. And I really appreciate. Uh, I was telling Amber about how I found Angie, and then I was telling Angie how I found Amber. I was like, man, I like it. Just seemed like everything's
Yeah.
yes, it just seemed like
They're such
everything's
fun
coming
stories.
together, and I'm looking forward to this venture.
Yeah. Like, I am so stoked. I think, like, just the possibilities that this, like, how this could be, like, what this could become, and like the better friends that we could become, and like the people that we'll meet, like,
Hmm.
just, I am so excited for what this, like I said, could become.
Yeah, with all of us, and I meet so many different people online. This ain't nothing new to me, but this is something that I feel like is so much closer than what I'm used to. I'm used to looking at a screen, seeing people, just messaging me, and I can actually see y'all face to face and talk to y'all and actually see your actual reactions to things and grow closer together. I like that.
Yeah. Yes, having adult friends will be nice. Nerd
That'd be
friends.
nice.
Yes,
Yes,
Not that I have like
yes, we
children
know,
friends,
we
because
know.
that would
You
be
hate
weird.
that'd be
Angie
real
hates the
weird.
children.
I don't hate
Not not
children.
not after this
I don't
edit
hate
job I'm
children.
going to
I
do.
just don't like.
Not after this edit job I'm about to do.
As long as it's funny,
uh,
I'm okay with being a punchline or like a
I
joke.
don't
As
know.
long as it makes people laugh,
I was
is
t-
like,
I
that's just gonna
I was
Right.
telling everybody like I don't know Angie
it'll be
other than the
hilarious
four
regardless.
times we've talked, but I said I love her personality, and yes, I agree. I agree. The
Oh,
more we get together and and bond and build a genuine friendship, I think it will excel this podcast. And I'm hoping the audience, you guys, to stay with us.
Mhm.
Let us grow. And grow with us, and we will. I have so much stuff in my head planned and so much stuff I want to do that if y'all stick with us, I promise I will always give my best effort. And after that, there ain't no more to say. Episode 0. This is We're the Nerds of Tomorrow. This is No Time to Be Coy. We'll see you next week. Bye.
bye.
Bye.